Hey guys, it's your old pal Alice Cooper. Basically, this is Spooktacular. So you're gonna be seeing a bunch of horror movies that have a Halloween theme to it. Look for it all this month.
Hey guys, it's me, Alex Cooper. I'm back for another movie review. This time it is, of course, Garfield's Halloween Adventure. This is, of course, a 45-minute, or it's actually something like 42, actually. It's 25 minutes, I think, for an animated short that was made basically back in the 80s. It's Garfield's Halloween Adventure, and it starts out with Garfield laying in bed, and it's Halloween morning, and the television comes on, and it's already on, and they have this introductory to the television program, and it goes, "Have a nice day. Thank you for viewers for watching another great day of programming." And then the freaking Mickey the Clown shows up on the screen and he goes, "Hey kids!" And Garfield gets up and he's surprised by this and he goes, "What?" And Biggie goes, "Get your lazy bottoms out of bed and do jumping jacks with Binky the Clown." And he does jumping jacks, and freaking Garfield joins in and he goes, "What am I doing?" And he says, "Remember, kids, if you want to get in great shape like Binky, if you don't get in great shape like Binky, you're going to grow up to be worthless." And Garfield points toward the screen and he goes, "I hate you, Binky." And Binky is surprised by this. You know, it's a television screen, so that's weird. And he goes, "Where's my remote control?" And Binky goes, "Land gear, you losers. You don't want to be lazy, do ya? You got to be in great shape for trick or treats, for all that." And we're gonna get candy. And then Garfield grabs the remote and he goes, "Take that, Binky." And the television turns off, and he goes, "Wait a minute. We said we get a lot of candy tonight?" He grabs the remote and goes, "Binky, come here. Where are you, Binky, old buddy?" He changes the channel back, and the Binky's on there. He goes, "That's right, kids. Tonight is Halloween night, and we want to get in great shape for all that candy, do we?" And Garfield is excited, and he goes, "Yes, we do." Turns the television off, and he sings, the theme songs at the beginning of the video, and he goes, "This is the night I'm gonna hit the street, 'cause this is the night for some getting away. So many good things to eat." And it's about a minute long, and cuts to John is basically having his breakfast, and Garfield goes up to John, and he's carving a pumpkin, and he asks, and Garfield asks, what's been going on, and he takes the pumpkin innards out of the pumpkin, and he eats some of it, and John asks him, "Since when do you like pumpkin innards?" And he goes, "Ooh, since never." And somehow John gets scared, and the pumpkin lands on his head, and he goes, there's a pumpkin on your head. I haven't noticed. I was carving a jack-o'-lantern until you arrived. What do you think? It's you. And he pulls the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern off his head, and he goes, well, this one's ruined. And he goes, how about some breakfast? And he goes, no, he says, no, thank you. I must save room for all that candy. Actually, before this, he says, what's with the blanket? You practicing for Halloween? And he says, practicing. I'll have you know Halloween's my middle name. Gar Halloween Field. And then, and he says, and he walks away, and he goes, candy. Well, maybe I'll have a sweet roll to tide me over, and he grabs a sweet roll. And, and he comes back again, and he goes, and maybe some bacon and a croissant. He grabs the bacon and the croissant, he walks away. And he goes, oh, what the heck? And he grabs the rest, and he walks away. Basically, that's John's breakfast. And so basically, you know, Garfield and Odie have this little talk about what dogs have to do with cats for Halloween. And then he says that that's the night when dogs help cats go out and get candy. And he says, and Odie's like, And he says, that's right. And the dog does a good job. He gets a whole piece of candy on his very own. And he goes, you ready to go out? Get some candy, boy? Do you? Huh? Okay, let's go out and get some candy for tonight. Let's go out and get our costumes for tonight. And this is all montage where Garfield goes through multiple costumes, deciding on what he wants to be for Halloween, and then he goes, what should I be? It's all up to me. I could be an astronaut, a robot, a hobo, or a clown, or an alien creature going out on the town, or a scary vampire. I turn myself into a bat, flap. Or I could put on some black pajamas, go as a big fat Halloween cat. What should I be? It's all up to me. And after a while, he has these costumes picked out, and he says, I think I got the perfect costumes for us, Odie. And, well, basically they're pirates. And Garfield has the pirate hat on, and pirate costume, and peg leg for one of his legs. And he comes up to John, and he says, all right, well, you all set for Halloween? And Odie comes up, and he's got freaking 4 peg legs, and Garfield says, you got one too many peg legs there, matey. And he basically knocks away all the peg legs, and he goes, John says, you guys look ridiculous. And he has this wooden sword, and he puts it up to his neck, and he goes, Arr, I killed men for less than that, but I'll let you live, since you're only a man who changed me kitty litter. And he hands him a couple of sacks, and he goes, well, here's a couple of sacks. Have a good time. Wouldn't always be a good time. Come on, matey. We got a village to pillage. Arr. And, he's eating lasagna, and, Garfield gets one of the peg legs, and he grabs what's left of John's lunch, and he takes away lasagna from his plate. And, we cut to this scene where they're out trick-or-treating, and then he's singing for one song, and it's 60 men lost at sea, up at sea, that's up a storm, yo ho ho ho, up at sea we go, yo ho ho ho, over and over, yo ho. And they have, they look around, and there's a bunch of kids dressed in costumes for Halloween, and they go basically up to their first house, and the lady is, and the Garfield holds out the candy bags and he goes, "Give me." And again, and the lady goes, "Oh, how cute! Here you go, kids." And basically, she gives him like 4 or 5 pieces of candy, and he goes, "You better be a bit stingy with your candy there, miss." He holds up the sword in the air. He goes, "If you don't reconsider your contribution, I'll tear up your living room with a broadsword." And the lady gives him like 20 pieces of candy in each sack. And he goes, "Thank you. 1,000 blessings on your home, ma'am." And they leave, and he says, there's this great scene where it's on. This video is actually online. You can find it online. I'm not going to get into it particularly. But it's this, I'm no scaredy cat, and the first one, they're both ghosts, basically. There's one is a ghost, and another one is a guy with a mask on. And it turns out that they're both monsters, and they're screaming out in terror. One thing he's not is a scaredy cat. And basically they go through 2 or 3 different characters, different trick-or-treaters that way. And basically we come to the climax, basically the best parts of this particular movie, where they basically decide to go ahead and take a little rowboat out into the out into the water. And he says he's going to commandeer the ship and name of the Blackbeard the pirate. And he says, "Pull up the oars and shove off, matey." Arr. So they spend some time out in the water, and he goes, "We're at the mercy of the sea, matey. Topside, topside, bound to hatches. I want my mommy." And then sometime later, they find this old house, basically out in the middle of nowhere. This little like 1-story house, and Garfield says, "Arr, sure me tenders, hippie land, oh." And the little rowboat lands on land, and they try to go out to the house, and they go a few feet in front of it, and lightning strikes into the air, and he goes, "No, nice touch." And there's this old man sitting in front of a fireplace, inside of his little recliner chair, and it has this little discussion about the pirate treasure, and I don't want to get a lot of detail about it. I'm trying to wrap this up. And he says, "We know, they know we're here. They know who we are." And he goes, "Okay, you believe this. Believe it, my friend." And he goes, "Stay. I'm about to tell you a story that's never been told to another living soul." That's your beginning. And then, of course, he tells the story, and he goes, "Okay, that's it. Let's not bother the old man." And basically, that's pretty much the thing there. The guy tells him the story, and it's like midnight, because they vowed to return for the treasure 100 years on Halloween night at the stroke of midnight, even if it meant returning from the grave. And the lightning strikes, and the guy, I was like, ugh. And basically, they're left alone because the old man takes the rowboat and leaves them there on the land, and they go back into the house, and the freaking grandfather clock strikes at midnight, and they decide to go ahead, and they have to hide, and they go inside this little cupboard, and the ghosts, the pirate ghosts, pull the treasure out of the floorboard, and open up the treasure lid, and Garfield, they're real quiet, and Odie goes, "Achoo!" And the cupboard doors open, and the ghost knows that they've been caught, and they go, well, maybe they didn't see us. And the ghosts go inside the cupboard, and they go ahead and leave the house abruptly, and the ghosts are chasing them, and they go into that, and somehow there's a second boat there. I can't explain how. And Garfield and Odie get away on the boat, and then they manage to get back on land, and then they go back to their house, and he goes, Odie, I'm about to give you something that never been. It takes a lot on my part. Here's your half of the candy. He looks at me and goes, oh, I love you, get out of here. He goes, what a night. It says, oh, am I wired? Let's see what's on TV. Takes the remote and goes, and the freaking old man is on the television with the pirate hat on, and he says, good evening and welcome to the all-night pirate movie festival. And then Garfield goes, oh boy, am I tired. He gets into the bed, and the screen basically cuts to black. So what can I tell you about this movie?
Garfield's Halloween Adventure has the rating of popcorn balls and gum.
Garfield's Halloween Adventure is a decent animated special for your kids to watch for Halloween. I think you can actually find it in select stores on DVD. Good luck finding it. It's kind of scarce, actually. I think you can actually find it. You can find it. You just gotta look really hard. So anyway, go ahead and hit subscribe. Share and like, of course. Hit thumbs up, of course, to support the channel. So go ahead and leave a comment below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.